What up, y'all? It's your boy Skip, aka Skip and Tosh, back with another video. This is the start of a brand new video series that I'm doing called What Happens When a Professional Comic Artist Leaves You Their Old Books. That's a long title, but I didn't know what else to call it, and I'll explain the reason why it has that name in just a moment. But first things first, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, Tabu Ohana. If you are looking for a gaming chair, an office chair, one that is more comfortable, one that'll fit your needs better, one that is gonna hold you up for all those hours of work or gaming, check out Tabu Ohana. I did check the website again. They still have up to 45% off of their whole entire line. And if you put in my discount code SKIPTC, you'll get an additional $40 off of your purchase. So go hook yourself up. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Bring someone some extra joy with the Tabu Ohana chair. TabuOhana.com. Don't apologize. Be yourself. And then Computer Booter. I'm just happy to be getting these right, because usually I point in the wrong direction. But Computer Booter, if you're local to the Sacramento area, they are a gaming lounge, repair shop, and gift shop. So you can go in there and grab a gift for, that anime enthusiast, that gaming enthusiast in your life. They have games, they sell consoles, retro consoles and modern day consoles. They have all sorts of hats and shirts and lanyards and things like that. If you got all your gifts taken care of already, you're weird. How come you're way ahead of me on Christmas shopping? But that's okay, we're all a little weird. But go get your Mac, PC, or console tuned up. If it's not working right, if it's not working at all, take it down to Dave. He can definitely help you out. And lastly, if you're looking to try out a new console, a different console, a retro console, or maybe you don't have a gaming PC, but you like to spend some time on one, go down to Computer Booter, rent some time there. It's a very fun place. They also do gaming tournaments and different things as well. Carmichael, California. Links to both sponsors are in the description below, and I thank him very much for sponsoring me in these videos. Now, what happens when a professional comic artist leaves you their old books? A buddy of mine that you may know from working on Fantastic Four, working on a bunch of different Marvel titles, and working on my favorite comic series of all time, East of West. His name is Nick Dragata, and he is my favorite comic book artist. Very cool to, be friends with them and hang out and all that good stuff. But of course, naturally, it's very sad when he told me that he was deciding to move back to the East Coast. Although I was happy for them, I was sad because I knew I wasn't going to see him as much anymore. But he told me, hey, I got a bunch of books and I'd be happy to leave them with you. And I was like, man, yeah, for sure. Cool. I'll take some more books. Absolutely. Especially if they're ones that you got and you were inspired by. So he did just that. I was supposed to go pick him up from him. Unfortunately, I was not able to see him because it was the week right as he was leaving out of town. So another buddy of mine, Justin Greenwood, you may know him from books and TV shows like Stumptown, Stringers, Crone. Compass is his most recent series, which is really cool. A series from Image Comics, which was under Greg Rucka's imprint, who is a frequent collaborator with him. He and Nick are friends, and he was able to get all my books for me and bring them back. And when I thought that Nick was going to give me some books, I thought it was just going to be like a bag of books, maybe. Nick gave me 7 reusable bags worth of comics. He gave me a whole entire library. So this series will be me finally, after a month and a half, going through every single bag and finding out what's in there. He also he gave some books to Justin as well, and also Ramon, if you know Ramon Villalobos, professional comic artist as well. But there was one particular bag that had my name on it. He put Curtis, said, y'all can have all these, but that one's for Kurt. And he left me a bunch of really cool stuff in there. So in this particular one, I will show you what was in here. And that last bag, he left me some really cool stuff in there, and I'll tell you about that stuff later. But for now, let's go ahead and get started. So right out the gate, because it was on top, I knew I had this one, Wonder Woman by Daniel Warren Johnson. and Mike Spicer as well. I heard people talk about Wonder Woman Dead Earth. It is a DC Black Label book, and it's in that prestige format. Currently, I'm reading my first DC Black Label prestige format book, because I've been reading some Black Label books for a while. I'm reading The Question, The Death of Vic Sage, finally, by Jeff Lemire. But I really like Daniel Warren Johnson. Big fan of the Murder Falcon book that I'm going through right now. And there was another series I forgot that I read from him that I really enjoyed too. But his art is incredible. Super chill and cool dude. He has a YouTube channel and he live streams. Chillest, coolest, funnest dude. Go check him out. He's like working on like a wrestling series on there or something like that right now. But I was able to get this. And don't worry, I'm not going to take a long time on each and every book because I obviously have a lot of them in here. Moving on to the next book. Sex Criminals by Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky. Now, this book I actually had already, but I did not have a first printing of it. I had one of those, I had it in digital, and I had the Image first 99-cent one. But I did not expect there to be as much emotion in this book as there is. You would think it would just be kind of raunchy and kind of funny, but this book, as much as it has that in there, it has like some really heartfelt moments and stuff like that. So if you've never read Sex Criminals before, I'm not going to say that the whole series is for you, but I would at least check out the first arc. I think it's worth your time. And this is Chip Zdarsky on art as well. So I think he and Matt Fraction do the story together, but Fraction does the script and Chip Zdarsky does the art. So if you've never seen Chip Zdarsky's art before, check out Sex Criminals and also check out his current series that he has going on his Substack. I forget the name of it, but it's really cool. It's basically about it's about like a comics media guy, like trying to hold the line and the value for comics, but by night he's also like a superhero or something like that. I read some of the preview pages for it, and it was really good. And I love comics, not just superhero comics, not just indie comics. I love comics, and I love comics history, and it has a good healthy heap of that in there, so definitely worth checking out. Zdarsky does do art. So this one is one that my buddy Ash is going to be really happy to see that I have, and it is a big ol' edition of Usagi Jimbo, the art of Usagi Jimbo by Stan Sakai. When I saw this in there, and I've never read Usagi Jimbo outside of the free comic book day issue that came out, but it's really cool to have this because not only does it have, some stories and stuff like that and actual sequences from the series over the years, but it also has, different little renderings and sketches and stuff that Stan Sakai has done. And it's really cool. I have not completely gone through this. I just saw that it was in there and I couldn't help but take a look because I know how much Ash has loved this series for so long and continues to sing the praises of it. So now, next year, I will get an opportunity to, I already read the free comic book day one, but I'll get an opportunity to actually fully dive in and share some of Ash's love for Stan Sakai's Usagi Jimbo. All right, next. I got a nice little Marvel hardcover, Loki, and I don't know who the creative team for this one is, but it is the Loki hardcover. Let's take a look inside and see. This looks like a Asad Ribic cover. Okay, so Robert Rohde is the writer, and yeah, Asad Ribic is the artist. This was published in, so the copyright for it anyway is 2004-2005, and yeah, it's definitely that fantastic Asad Ribic art and colors and such. I am not a big Loki fan personally, but I do love Tom Hiddleston's Loki, but I will be reading through this because I really came to like Thor more through Jonathan Hickman's Ultimate Thor series, and Loki was used very well in that. Next book is, celebration of the world's favorite comic book heroes, Les Daniels, DC Comics. And this, it's very interesting. This is, so introduction. Okay, so it's basically kind of like a little bit of a history of the characters and stuff like that throughout the years. This is cool. I have a book that's kind of similar to this, but not quite not quite as in depth as this one is. So it's pretty cool to have this. There was a oh, this looks like Superman from not only the old comic, but I used to watch the old Superman cartoon in black and white, as well as the old Superman TV series. So that's really cool. And apparently, you see the Alex Ross cover right here. So that's really cool. Another dope book that I got. Okay, ooh, I see another book in there, but I'm gonna save that for last. Okay, I have no idea what this is. Officer Down, Bigger, Better, Bastard edition. Oh, okay. I think this is Joe Casey. This is a Joe Casey book. So Nick and Joe Casey together created the America Chavez character, and so this must have just been a book that probably Joe gave Nick, or Nick maybe picked up, just to. Oh my. Okay. Okay, this starts off interesting. Yeah, he must have gave him. Okay, and Chris Burnham is the artist as well. All right, yeah. Oh yeah, this is definitely Chris Burnham art. I can dig this. I like the way it starts out, even though it starts out pretty crazy, but it's a Joe Casey book, so so yeah. But yeah, I do really like America Chavez and Al Ewing's The Ultimate series. It's probably like the best place that she was characterized, and I need to reread the Vengeance series. That's the Joe Casey and Nick Dragotta series where she was first introduced. Okay. All right, I'm not going to pull that one out yet. I'll pull out the rest of the side books. So, oh, The Art of Comic Book Writing. You know what? I think this was the book. I think this was the bag that had my name on it, because I removed my name and I put it up there. There were some other things within this bag, but I think this is the one that he gave me because he knows that I started writing like comic book scripts, and he's seen them, and gave me some feedback and stuff on some of my scripts. So this is really cool that he gave this to me, the definitive guide to outlining, scripting, and pitching your sequential art stories. And it would make sense that he had this because he writes as well. But yeah, him passing this along to me is really cool. I'm curious to go through this and just pick up some information and whatever's in here, because I kind of already have my flow and my style, mixed in with some of the feedback that he gave me. But if you can get better and it doesn't cost you anything but your time, get better. All right. All right. The book is falling. Okay. And he got me another one. Okay. Brian Michael Bendis, Words for Pictures. The Art and Business of Writing Comics and Graphic Novels. So, and forward by Joe Quesada. So y'all know how I feel about Brian Michael Bendis. Probably the same way you feel about Brian Michael Bendis. Unless you love Brian Michael Bendis. As a person, seems like a fine fellow. But his recent comics have not been resonating with me. But this is someone who is very experienced, and not only has written comics for years, but also it was a professor at some college in Oregon teaching courses on writing comics. So I will definitely take the advice and I can tweak it to my liking. So, so so yeah, I appreciate that, and I will take what I can. My grandma once said, "Eat the meat and leave the gristle." So that's kind of what I apply to life. With this book, I will eat the meat and I'll leave the gristle. Um, I'm recording this video live on twitch.tv/Skipintosh, by the way. So if you hear me giggling a little bit, I am reading the comments, and some of the people in the comments right now are cracking me up, and I'm glad that they're here with me. Okay, so to round this up. Oh, hey. Although I already have this digital, it's cool to have it in physical. Batman White Knight by Sean Gordon Murphy and Matt Hollingsworth on colors. This is one of the best Batman stories that I've read since I came back to comics. And I've been back in comics for hardcore for 10 years, 2012. So this is really, really cool that he had this, and it's nice to have this in a trade paperback format. I can put this, man. Sean's lines, y'all, and his inks are just insane. Just look at some of those textures and stuff. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, yeah, it's gonna be great to throw this up. Look at some of these layouts too. Like this does work a little better in floppy because you can really open it up that much more. But I remember reading through this particular sequence, and I was just like, dang, this is awesome. Yeah, I became a big fan of Sean Gordon Murphy's art through Tokyo Ghost with Rick Remender. So it's cool to have that. And yes, I did know that I had this too, but Punk Rock Jesus in hardcover format. So another story by Sean. I don't know who did the colors on this. If I'm judging just by looking at it, these kind of look like Dave Stewart colors. Let's open it up and find out how wrong I am. Okay, well, at least maybe for the cover it is. Okay, so Todd Klein lettered it, and there are no colors. It is just straight black and white, baby, which I dig. And especially like if you're a manga reader, like you're already used to stuff looking like this. But like some of the DC books that I'm still looking for, like the Batman Noir, where it's just Batman in black and white. Those are really cool. So Punk Rock Jesus, I got it. I'll definitely read it. Let's see what the premise is. Does it say? I think it just talks about it. Yeah, it doesn't actually say, which is fine. All right, I hope my little desk is holding up because we are not done. All right, and the next looks like I have the entire series of Why the Last Man by Brian K. Vaughan. Earlier, like I said, I wanted to read through Paper Girls with some people in the K Squad BJ Kicks Discord, and got another Brian K. Vaughan book here. I have not read through all of this, and now I have it in hardcover, baby. So it's nice to have another Vertigo book to go through. Oh wow, okay, forward from Stephen King, but yeah, Brian K. Vaughan, Peter Guerra, and Juan Marzan. I know I'm butchering that. Juan Marzan Jr. And yeah, yo, Volume 2, hardcover. Dude, Nick hooked me up. Sorry to hear that the TV show didn't last, but ooh yeah, this one's still sealed. Look at that. Still in the wrapping. But I'll be happy to read through the rest of the series. I feel like this thing is about to break. Like, I hope it doesn't. But, and then, yeah, lastly, Volume 4. I don't know how many volumes are in it total, but, I mean, hey, this is a darn good start. And then finally, lastly, I think this is why he put my name on this one, because he knows how much I like Rick, because we used to talk about Rick. I bring Rick up, and Nick is just funny because I saw that Rick Remender had like the racing cars, like the RC cars, but his was really big, and Nick was like, "Those are the lame ones. The one that I got, it's like these are the fast ones. These are the real competition ones." So we went. Nick, me, and Justin went to RC car like indoor racetrack, and he was like showing us and stuff. I got some cool video. It is not as easy as it looks, but yo, Black Science, OHC baby, oversized hardcover, volume 1. Yeah, man, this is where I found out about Matteo Scalera, and Matteo Scalera's art is freaking. I mean, I was gonna say second to none, and I know a lot of people like, there's a lot of people's favorite artists out there. But Matteo Scalera is super good. And who did these colors? Was it I want to say Hollingsworth did these colors too, but I could be wrong. Let me see. Oh no, okay, it was a few different people. Dean White did 1 through 10. Mike Spicer did 11, and Moreno Denicio did 12 through 16. And shout out to Russ Wooten on the lettering. But stuff is so good. This is a crazy good story too. If you've never read Black Science and you want like a crazy sci-fi like stress book, check out Black Science. It's super good. I'm already like I said, I'm a big old Rick Remender fan, especially when when he reels it in, then he doesn't get too Rick Remender. But fan of Deadly Class, and like I said, Tokyo Ghost, and uh, I need to go back and finish up his Seven to Eternity book because I think he had, was it Olivier Copiel on that? No, it wasn't Olivier. It was I think it was a Jerome Opeña. And man, that book was super beautiful. But Rick can do some really endearing stories. Oh, and Lowe. Oh man, I love Lowe. Lowe, and was it Greg Tuccini on Lowe? I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Lowe was another like crazy good story with like family elements and just gorgeous immersive art. Probably the closest thing to like the closest next thing that I could describe it to is J.H. Williams on Echolands. Like that's how immersive and whatnot the art is. So you could see here, there's a lot of books, and this is just one of 7 bags full of books, hardcovers, magazines, all sorts of stuff. I don't know what's in all of them, but we're going to find out together as we go through them. So thank you so much for tuning in and going through this with me. This is what happened. Oh, and also he's like random, like he gave me a bunch of like these too. He just has tons of papers because he's an artist. So thanks again to Nick for hooking me up. My pull list for next year is going to be extremely short because I'm going to be focusing mostly on just getting through these books because I have 7 bags of this stuff, and you guys are going to see more of the bags here shortly. So thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks to the sponsors, Tabo Ohana, gaming chair, office chair, up to 45% off right now. An additional $40 off if you put in Skip TC, which is my discount code. So go hook yourself up. Go take care of your back. Live in the lap of luxury as you're gaming and handling your office duties. Tabo Ohana, don't apologize. Just be yourself. And also Computer Booter, gaming lounge, repair shop, gift shop. So go get fixed up, go get gifted up, and go game up down at Computer Booter. Got to be local to the area, Carmichael, California, here in Sacramento County. But Dave will take care of you. Go down and see him. Thanks so much for tuning in, y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. Later.